Nature is divine.
Children, the light bearers of our future, finding your way into and unto the remarkable light of the person divine, God, within nature requires some aspiration and determination while keeping a pure heart. Why would you want to do this, to find this light of the divine? We have been taught that death only awaits us. So this is what is mostly portrayed, throughout so-called modern society. Particularly in the Western mind, hence the popular distraction is money, violence, lies, fear and manipulation, creating a distorted version of self-consciousness. This in turn creates a negative reality and an immense distraction from where we actually fit, in the greater reality of nature, which, we as caretakers of and should prioritize, the preservation of all living nature throughout our world. But what is really going on? Why are we being misled and conditioned away from our true destiny? The goal of life being in oneness with the living nature of all. If there is life immortal, surely we would be taught this during our lives. One can research who or what the father of immersive lies may be, or who, or what God the Father is. Curiosity compelled many people to aspire to know the truth, from long ago to the present day. Some found out the answer to the ultimate questions. Who am I? Really? Where do I fit in? What is my true path and purpose? How can I know the truth? Why bother even trying? Well, my friends of the living light, soon the hypnotic spell you have been under will be lifted from your consciousness. Then the real choices from you can be made. Yes, it is still a choice. You will have a choice of what sort of reality you wish to live in. Your future will become this choice for the many generations to come. This is the reality your precious ones will live in. Hint, your children wish to live in the light of love and happiness. They will be the light bearers of the future. I could give you the story of two paths. However, I will only reveal the story of the positive path to the light of the Supreme. First I will answer all the above questions of who, where, what, how and why briefly. Who am I? Really? This is an interesting question because it entitles many facets of your incarnation as a human being. Of course you are you. Obviously there is no separation to that because you are actually living in your body on earth right now. However, you are given a birth name for this present incarnation. This is basically your given identity as the body which houses your spirit soul until it becomes absolutely useless. Then you leave the body. It has been said, you have so many heartbeats or pulse given, or allocated, for your lifespan. Enough time to find your true purpose, mostly, with each incarnation your intention is, with more intuition, to finally break away from samsara. The birth, death, rebirth cycle. Samsara is like a ball and chain attached to the evolving spirit soul, now experiencing personally, the life within a human body. When you fully understand your human nature and potential, the path to freedom will be presented to you. The evolving cycle of samsara is also attached to karma, which assists and lessens within our experiences to self-evolve. The purpose of all this is to awaken yourself to the light of God Supreme and the living nature of you. The light of the greater reality is present always for you, but are you ready to awaken, greater you? To break free this cycle as it so happens, to wake up to yourself. The spirit is energized with a stirring love from your spiritual heart. The increased awareness is showing through your body, vitally enlivening you. The feeling of spirit awakening you is fantastic and you are on top of the world. Your enlivened spiritual heartfelt surrender is giving unto greater love and freedom. Transcendentally and positively igniting lower you with your natural immortal identity of higher you. Oneness is imminent. Humans together and reawakened to oneness, have the ability en masse to unify our direction, by intention of purpose, to self-evolve from our internal quantum of nature energetic field, to rise and complete our evolution. In fact, this is our aim. To fulfill this purpose of quantum intention or desire to know yourself and understand this vibrational plane of existence within nature. This is the natural way to self-empowerment with the Supreme Person. Believe it or not, it's all true. Plus, yes, I know who I am as I have woken up to myself, so to speak. Otherwise, I could not write about the love and nectar of the Supreme and know that God exists as a person. It is not make-believe or a figment of my imagination. God is completely obvious and real in all the living entities of this natural world. Simply look into the personality of life and the living. God, Brahma, the Father, the Atman, the Supreme is consciously all and one. When you experience God realization, you become one with love and potencies of the Most High. Guess what? You are not separated from your God self. It has all been a huge lie, to condition humanity this way. Even to contemplate that you are separate from God the self of all, places you in denial of yourself. Most people in the West have been living an illusion, not knowing the full story until now. Unless you have already been awakened by realizing this, you will not truly understand what the impact of this mind concept has had on the world which houses our human race. All beings of nature are not in this illusion. They live in their own kingdoms. So, we all need to wake up to who we really are. We need to catch up with nature, truly, to evolve together with the nature that surrounds us, in us and sustains us all. To the light of the greater reality we must go. To be beautiful, powerful, natural, transcendental beings of enlightened reality, caretakers of life on earth. Described in Tao Duan, our body temples are Om Tao Duan Hum. Om Tao Hum for a shorter version, shorter still, Om Hum, and even shorter, simply Om. The universal natural undertone of our waveform galaxy. Where do I fit in? This is an interesting question because of the many allocated purposes that make up humanity as a functioning race comes into play. When you incarnate each time, choices are made. You make choices because, really, you hold the power to choose. Remember that you create your own reality by the choices you make. Your choices affects everyone around you. Your family, children, animals, and the living life that abounds in nature. So it is important the choice of where you want to fit into your reality. On one hand, you have a physical choice, for example, to provide for your family. You become a carpenter and so gain the experience of being in that trade. The other choice where you fit in is, spiritually, equally important a choice because your spirit soul needs to be fed also. This provides the most important composure, love and soulful sustain for you as well as the family. Being mindful of the soul heart composes solace, peace and love within the family unit. Meditation and movement go hand in hand. Our trade people understand this. It is like their Tai Chi. After all that, you are indeed part and parcel of the Supreme Eternal. It is then, not a question of where but when you become fitted. Meditation lets you be, now. Then there is no where. What is the true path and purpose? I could write many variables from this question because each individual has their own destiny. However, as we evolve as a race of humans that keep looking back on past accomplishments, we seem to be missing one thing. That is to look exactly where we are now. Yes, our technology has accelerated, like a blinding light that has preened our egos, leaving the essence of our beautiful evolving heart behind in many cases. The ego has no substance in nature but only destroys what it manifests. It promotes lies, deception and greed. Therefore all paths that is led by ego will fail into a deep abyss. As a humanity we have a soul evolution that is unique as a collective. For humanity to individually, each person, evolve efficiently as a collective, we must know how or what to evolve. Paths to universal mind as a collective, connect by oneness, Full-body self-awareness with transcendental enlightenment is natural to us when unburdened by ego and what comes along with it. In other words, oneness is real. It is your Zen which connects you to everything, but most of all, you understand the connection to each other as humans. You then can be of one mind or intention, to purposely change reality en masse, for the better. The grand illusionists definitely do not want you to know this. Knowing what our purpose is and having the way to fulfill that purpose. The true path for each individual to self-evolve. Firstly, we are already consciously evolving by experiencing life every day. We live for the moment. That's why sports are great for an edge in life experience. That moment is remembered. Then, self-release through meditation practices or mobile meditations like Tai Chi. Self-disciplines are essential in the beginning. It is a matter of tuning in. To relax the mind, de-stress the body, increase awareness. Individually you help the collective consciousness to self-evolve the subconscious reserve, so to speak. The Buddhist path of the middle way is a good guide to live by. Not too good, not too bad. Living freely with the conscience also being your guide. If you succeed in your meditations, the true purpose is enlightenment or awakening yourself by realizing the truth. You are the living proof that God exists. Freeing your heart of burdens creates a peaceful mind. Clarity in the presence of nature surrounding you, a sweet devotional surrender from a pure heart, is a positive greater love of the Divine Spirit. Your release from the bonds of samsara, the wheel of life, is imminent as you awaken. When fully awakened there is celebration. The natural life that abounds intimately and everywhere, welcomes you to Godhead and the kingdom of life, which simply is. This is what you are born to do, to know thyself. There is no time to waste for this purpose. It is priority in the aspiring heart of love, devotion then surrender, the letting go, to freedom of heart and mind. How can I know the truth? This is the question of freedom of spirit. It is absolutely amazing and wonderful when you finally get to feel the living love of your energized spirit soul opening your heart up to true freedom. It is simply exhilarating when you recognize your higher love through the heart connection. The body starts to cleanse as you ignite spiritually. Your awareness increases as your mind is letting go to the heartfelt nectar of feeling that God and the living presence that has always been with you. The love you are feeling is actually the living God and is not separate from you. You are this love and the love is God. This illumination is self-realization. This God realization is awakening your spirit so much it is freeing you from the old burdens that have been on your shoulders for all your life. Your vision and body is becoming more pure in this self-awareness of enlightening you, feeling you. When your spirit ignites or awakens and gets you ready for a greater reality of the real, you feel and recognize the truth as it is a living reality that is unmistakable. Love is freeing you to the truth. The truth is realized and is setting you free. This is when the veil of illusion holds no power over your mind or heart anymore. You will also be embarrassed at being fooled or duped about how obvious this greater reality is. The hold that this veil of illusion has on humanity is like a hypnosis or a heavy dream. When you wake up by experiencing in the now moment of self-realization, you will know the truth by this simple reality check. Why bother even trying? Humanity has been caught up in a negative void for a long time. At different points in the timeline there have been deliberate intrusions by the grand illusionist to maintain control of this hypnosis or social conditioning of humanity. The mundane life on this planet has been enclosed in a lower consciousness for too long. It is now time to change our ways and regain our rights and sovereignty. To not give our power away to people who have deliberately stripped our freedoms and right of choice, to protect ourselves, to protect our family, our children under rules that lead to slavery. We are at a point of congestion, widespread fears within changing environments throughout our world, creating uncertainty and anxiety in people everywhere as our God-given freedom of self diminishes before our eyes. We need right now to turn the table, turn the tide from this negative rule, to a completely positive reset that leads us all to the light of freedom, respect for each other and love. For this is the reason why we should bother to mediate and free ourselves first from within. Through passive resistance, the light of the beyond will show a way to true freedom. I'm sure of this. The most urgent thing humanity needs is to get a grip on or in ourselves. If we unite as one humanity, then light and new knowledge will show a path to the new age. The dawning of the new golden age will be upon us, then the space age shortly after. But, if we let ignorance and ego keep self-perpetuating and nothing is done to stop it, the dark path will suffocate humanity and Earth. Earth will then need to self-cleanse the vermin from its surface, as she has done in the past with ancient civilizations.